just gonna do like a quick little smoke sesh with y'all.
I just woke up.
She just woke up from the nap. I just came from the gym. So today we are gonna talk about, what are we gonna talk about? We have a lot of stuff.
Let's go.
How about the time we got a gun pulled out on us? You remember that?
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Okay, so like what? Probably like a year and a half ago. Okay, so point is, like, we used to live with her at her parents' house.
Like,
and they would like go to Mexico for like kind of like months like straight. But we weren't, well, like, we couldn't smoke at all, you know? So like,
we could smoke outside, but when my parents were there, we couldn't smoke there.
So what we would do is, like, we would like hotbox the car.
We would drive.
We would drive like in her neighborhood and like just find somewhere to park and just hotbox.
And like my neighborhood is like pretty quiet, so it was never really an issue.
Yeah. It was like in the same neighborhood though. Like you could get there in the streets from your neighborhood.
It was like 3-4 blocks away. It's not the same neighborhood.
Yeah, but you don't ever get out onto Main Street from your house.
I guess.
So point is, so one day we go, like, you know, you're gonna go hotbox. So in the neighborhood, there's like this apartment complex, right? And so we went to the apartment complex, and what's it called? We started smoking, and we're chilling, like we're like probably like, I want to say like half blunt. Mind
you, like, I'm very, like,
we're like paranoid, you know, because it's like a new area.
I'm always like just like looking around.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I can't smoke in any car. Like,
so what's it called? We're smoking, and out of nowhere, all we like hear is a bang. Like somebody banged on my the front of my car.
No, it was the car next.
No, yeah, he banged on the car in front of him, which was right next to us. So when he's banging the car,
I look up and I tell Joshua, "Let's go."
Let's go, because he was saying something that we just couldn't like make out what he was trying to tell us.
I was like, "Let's go," because like he was like a pretty old man.
Yeah, like an old man, right? And out of nowhere, when I look up and shit, I see him.
We're backing up.
Yeah, we're backing up, and out of nowhere, when we're backing up, like he pulls out like a shotgun, like it was like. Probably
like it was long,
like huge, like it was like a shotgun, and like he like pointed it up and everything.
Yo, when I tell you, like, my life, like, I was about to die and I felt it and I was like, God damn.
Yeah, and like the craziest, like the apartments like were kind of like low.
It was like on a downhill, yeah.
Like on a downhill, so like you had to like drive up the hill, and I was like, fuck, like we were like, well, I sped out like out of there. But like we sped out like
and then
dug
your
down.
brakes didn't even work.
Really?
Cause you remember that was like when your brakes were already getting messed up.
Worn out.
Like they sounded like really rough when you would like you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh, like yeah, when you brake it would make the sound.
Well, yeah, when you would brake it would make a sound. It was like two metals scraping.
I'm pretty sure I know what it means. Like when your brakes are like, you know, gastados.
Never went there again.
Yeah, we never went there again, like to smoke no more, like for sure. Like that was like, damn, like cheers, y'all.
It's crazy because it wasn't our first night going there.
Yeah, we've smoked there like.
It was like probably like 2 or 3 times we had already gone back, so that's why we're pretty confident about going to this place.
Yeah, because we're like, oh well, we've gone there before, you know, so it's like it's pretty chill.
The thing is, like, Joshua didn't even hear him. Like, I was like, Joshua, let's go. And he was like, what? Oh, my God.
Let's smoke. So, yeah, but, like, it's pretty crazy. Like, we, like, since we, like, always, like, when we used to live with my parents or her parents, we would never be able to smoke in the house. And, yeah, so we would always have to go out and we would just get, like, you know, trouble and shit like that.
When we first started smoking, we also got a dog. And she was a puppy still, obviously. We got her when she was a puppy.
Luda. Yeah, we got her when she was a puppy, like a couple weeks old.
And it was during the winter time. And we would go walk Luna at like midnight. freezing cold. And
we had to take this poor dog like
out
with
to
us.
walk. That was our excuse.
Yeah.
And like poor dog, like we would put her on the floor when we left, but like 2 minutes into walking, like we would pick her up and just put her in like our jackets. Because we're not fucked up, like. We knew she was cold.
Yeah, you know, she was a baby, like a puppy, you know, like a puppy. So like, for her to be out in the cold, I was like, fuck. But like,
we'll probably like,
you know, potheads, you know,
of her when she was like, of how small she was.
Yeah, like I'll probably like insert a picture right now of like around how big she was, like
she was
the time
tiny.
frame that we were talking. Like she was like tiny. She was like.
And I remember when we would be walking
like
back
big.
home, like we would still be like a good like block away, and this girl would run all the way to the door, and I'd be like, yo, you're gonna get us caught.
Right. So we're gonna explain how we got caught smoking marijuana by my parents, because my parents found out first. Right?
I mean,
I think my parents found out first.
Either way.
Because your parents died until
I don't think my parents have really ever said anything to us, have they?
With your sister's car?
But did she tell you or just me?
You remember we had that whole meeting at your mom's house with my parents and your brothers? In the kitchen? You remember?
We had a meeting?
Nah, like a meeting. You remember?
No.
Yes. So, okay, so point is...
this is serious.
So, how we got caught smoking by Bob...
She wanted to tell my mom.
Yeah, like, okay, so the thing is, I didn't get caught by my parents. I got caught by my aunt.
His parents, we were living in his parents' house, and his parents were in New York. I remember that.
They had went to New York to visit, I believe. Well, my whole family was, like, in New York.
Except for his aunt, but his aunt lives in Canapolis.
Yeah,
so she barely comes.
I'm talking about like at the house, you know.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like she barely comes to the house. That's what I'm saying. She barely comes.
Yeah,
to the house.
So like at that time, like they were gone for like a long weekend. I know it was a long weekend, so I think they left like Thursday. I want to say like Thursday or Friday. They weren't coming back until like Monday or so. So we were feeling bold, and we would smoke in the room. But like we would smoke in the room before, but like out the window, like literally stick half our body out the window.
Yeah.
But like we would like hotbox the room. Ever we even like had like smoke sessions in there. We smoked with like.
We had the little things where you would blow smoke. We even made
like a sploof, I believe it's called.
Yeah, I think it's a sploof, and like we would even like. I remember you actually made one time. I think with like a sock and toilet paper thing.
Yeah.
But the point is, his aunt went to go, I think, pick something up, and we weren't there.
Yeah, we were.
By the time like we were on our way back home, like we already knew what was going on. Like, I think your sister told you.
No. We were home. I was in the shower. Or no, we were home.
I don't remember being home.
Yeah. I remember being home because I was in the room and I saw them coming. And so I was like, she's going to smell the weed. So I was like, I'm not going to talk to her right now. So I was like, I'm going to jump in the shower. And I remember like I heard her, like her and her husband walk in the house. And I hear like, hey Josh, like, ¿a dónde estás? Like, we gotta talk, or like something like that. I was like, I'm in the shower. And she was like, hurry up because I gotta go. And I'm like, alright, but I'm like, you know, taking my time, you know, hoping she leaves. And she acted like she leaves. Like she shut the door like she was acting like she was leaving. So I turned off the water and I came out. And then that's when she was still in the house. And I like walked down and she was like, well, I was on the second floor and I walked down past the stairs and she was just standing in there. I was like, fuck. And like she was like, you know, her boyfriend, and she was like, come here. And she was like, why does it smell like that? And I was like, I don't know. She was like, you know, like, I know what it is. Like, you know, I'm not stupid, you know.
You know, they went to like middle school, high school there. So like, they know.
Oh, I was like, what?
No, I'm saying like
Okay.
they know like.
Yeah, like they like you know like they know like I'm pretty sure like they've done it or they've smelt it, you know, been around it.
Okay, so what were we talking
So
about
yeah,
before?
so she was like, hey, like you know, like you can't be doing that, you know, smoking like you know the whole lecture. And she was like, well, I'm gonna like tell your mom, and I was like, and like yeah, sure enough, like my sister like Snapchats me and she's like, yo, dude, and I'm like, well, she already knew, and she was like, yeah, she was like my mom knows. She was like, I don't think my mom called me. I don't think she called me at all, but like
I don't remember.
they knew that I knew that she knew, you know. So I was like, fuck, and she was like, you know, I'll see when I get to the house. Mind you, like we were still like in high school, so like I was still like under 18.
It was our senior year. Yeah.
Yeah, but like my mom's like always been like strict, like it don't really matter. So like
they were kind of like like.
still like you know. So point is when they got home, like you know the whole lecture and shit like that, and they were like threatening like to tell her mom. And I remember like we got like in a huge fight, like you remember?
Oh my god.
Yeah, but like she did end up telling her, but like so how did your parents find out? Do you remember?
I honestly just.
You don't remember.
remember.
So I remember like we were still in high school, and I think I had either messed up my car or I didn't have a car, but we were using her sister's car, the little small car.
Oh, you had a car, but I was taking care of them, so I also
Yeah,
had my sister's
yeah.
car.
So she used to take care of her nieces, so her sister gave her a car. So that's the car that we would be using sometimes. And there was this one time we went to the park to smoke. And
smoke in the car.
yeah,
That time.
yeah. But like we had like
this little tube.
no, like we were trying to smoke hookah in there too, in the car or like something like around that. But like point is like you know like the what's it called?
The charcoal.
Yeah, charcoal. Like whatever the shit you burn in like the hookah. Like you know like once it's burning like it's like red like hot like you know. And we spill it and it fucking falls and like that charcoal, the burning shit.
A big ass burn.
It made a big ass like burn like a hole like
on the seat
on
for
the seat
passengers.
On the seat on the passenger side like you could like clearly
bad.
see like it was big like you know.
I was like, yo, my sister's gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, she's probably gonna see it. She's gonna be like, fuck, that's what they did.
She just doesn't even have that car anymore.
But, yeah. But, like, so, we, at that time, so, we had the weed and, like, you know, like, the plastic tubes that, like, sometimes, like, joints and shit, like, come, you know, like, pre-rolled and shit in it. So, we had one of those. Fuck. And, it had, like, a weed sign. Like, it said, like, it was weed, you know, like.
I think we left a roach in there.
Probably, but I don't remember. But like, point is, we left it in the car, and her sister found it, and she gave it to her mother, her mom.
Oh, she tried telling me my niece gave it to my mom.
Yeah, yeah, and I remember like she called my parents over, and like we were in her kitchen, and you know they gave us that, you know.
Well, I mean, their thing was like...
They didn't get mad though. Like, they didn't, like, whoop our ass or, like, nothing like that. Like, both of our parents. Like, they're more just, like, you know, like... Because at that point, like, in our senior year, like, at that point, I feel like we had, like, matured so much, like...
They didn't
in
really
our house.
say
Because, like, we were kind of, like, already, you know, like... doing us, like...
I mean, we had already been living together for, like more than a year now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they didn't really say anything to us at that point. But, you know, it's drugs, I guess. So, they're not okay with it.
Yeah.
But now they don't say anything.
Well, it's because your parents really don't. We don't really go to her parents' house high.
Yeah.
But, like, nowadays, like...
We'll go to his parents' house.
Like, high as hell, like...
We'll leave their house to come smoke. And then go back high as fuck. And, like, they don't say anything anymore.
but like they know.
Yeah.
I know.
They
But I mean,
really
it's not something like
that
like,
we're hiding. Like it's just like we don't talk about it. You know?
Yeah, like it's something like yeah, they obviously tell us not to do it like every time they get the chance to.
Like they don't really come over because we smoke.
Yeah,
Over,
so I feel like that's probably why they also like really don't come over because like I feel like they're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna smell like weed either way, So.
Yeah.
Because it's like the door has like a crack on the bottom. Either
the smell gets out or like the air comes in like.
So like whenever like right now that if you were to be walking into like our apartment,
you would smell.
Like you would smell it like. Everybody's like, yo, I can smell that shit from the car. And it's like a pretty good, like, walk to the car,
I should actually the crack.
So we're about to, like, roll up this weed right now. It's, let me just get a different pack. I don't know. Like, it just looks like, I don't know, I guess like this. I don't think you can really see, but, like, this is, like, more OG Kush. We better roll because we're about to eat. We're filming like pretty late. Like I had just literally came from the gym and I was like, bro, I was like, let's smoke and let's let's film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was like how we got basically caught by our parents, smoking weed and shit like that. But like another like kind of like epic shit like incident that happened like when we smoked and shit like that. I'm not really gonna say like kind of like all the details because it's like it kind of like it has like family members, so like like
we're not gonna include that.
Like any kind of details because it's like you never know who's gonna watch it, so it's like
for privacy purposes.
So so another crazy moment is okay. So the first time we ever took a dab, like.
Oh.
And I didn't really fully take a dab, like. Okay.
I took a big dab, like.
Yeah. So we were with somebody, and that somebody, let's say.
Let's call him Juan. I don't think that was his name.
No. So Juan. Okay, so we were with Juan, and Juan, we went to go smoke with Juan's friend.
Jose.
Such
basic names.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to like. Yeah, who's who? Juan.
And Jose.
Yeah. So Jose, like like apparently like was like this big ass pothead, whatever. So we were like chilling outside like his crib, his apartment, and what's it called? We're chilling there and shit like that, and like he has like dabs and shit like that. So we had never like taken a dab, like that. So like that time, like at that like week or so, like those 2 weeks, like were probably like the first time that we kind of like smoked.
We were smoking
before.
A lot. Oh, sorry. Cut that out.
Hey, man.
We were smoking a lot.
Yeah, we were smoking a lot, but like At this point, but like not like that, like double, like. We got fucked up. I mean, I'll beep it out. But yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we were saying.
No, so like shit like we was fucking like lit at that time. So we were like, all right, like we'll take the dab and shit like that. Tell me why she hits the dab, and like apparently like around that like neighborhood like it's kind of like a lot of cops.
There was right behind that neighborhood, and. They were trying
Damn, that's too much details. Okay, so there was a road. Basically, there was a busy road.
Yeah, there was a busy road by where they lived, or by where we were. So
Yeah, my eyes are like fucking.
So they were pulling somebody over, and they came on the intercom, and I can't remember what they said. I think they said pull over.
Something. They said something like on the like speaker shit.
Or put up your hand, something.
Yeah, something with the siren.
I freaked out.
Yo, she like.
I ran into the guy's house.
She got up, like ran up, and she literally like walked right into his front door, trying to go hide. And his family.
Hold on, I walked in, and I snapped out of it really, really fast. Like,
Yeah.
I go in and I look and I'm like, oh shit. And I just walk back out and like close the door. And I remember the guy was like, yo, like, you good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good.
And I was like, bro, I was like, she did not just do that.
And I was like, yo, I was dead.
Like, cause his siblings were like in there, you know.
Yeah, he had family in there, but like they all knew.
Like, yeah, they all knew he smoked. Still, it was like, bro, like, but like, yeah, like it was like, you know, pretty scary as fuck.
Yeah. That was pretty.
Hold up, let me get started. Baby with the rap. I don't even think that's how it goes.